What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Get With The Program. Recording live from Studio 633.
It's not live.
It's your boys. Y'all know the deal.
You're just so fucking negative.
This nigga's so annoying.
We're recording right as we speak. And what a better way to start with the continuance of the greatest movie trilogy
Shut the fuck
of all time.
Wow.
You know what I mean. Movie franchise,
Hot trash.
Fast and the Furious.
It was the worst thing I've ever seen
My dogs.
in life.
Before we start, we all took a field trip last night, to watch the new Fast and the Furious movie, and I just want to get everybody's thoughts, their feelings, what's going on. Chris, I know you're amped up right now. So let me know what's going on.
I want to start.
Yeah,
let's start with. Danny. Let's start with what you and I like, because it's gonna be a short list. And we're starting with negativity. All right. Let's have some positivity. Don't go back to negativity.
Hold on.
Let's run it, because you and I were the only ones that actually wanted to watch this film.
Before you start talking about
For some reason.
the short list of things that you liked, I want you to tell the audience how you were so sure that this movie would be so.
I'm with Chris.
You know,
on
it
this one.
shocks
There's
me.
no fucking way it makes sense.
It shocks me how a lawyer can just paraphrase so
Go ahead.
terribly. That is not at all what I ever fucking said.
Yeah. Chris, you gotta watch this. Chris, this is a cultural symbol.
That's not
Chris.
what I said.
Blah,
You're
blah,
literally putting words in my fucking mouth.
What'd you say?
All right, I explained. There's a reason I described it as a guilty pleasure. I explained that I understand I am not getting something that's really good plot with great character development that makes a whole lot of sense as far as physics and fucking science. I understand that. I'm watching it because I know what I'm getting. I'm getting something. It's entertainment. It's just so ludicrous. It's fun to fucking watch.
Ludicrous.
Yeah, no pun intended. That's why. So I know what I'm getting. All right. That's why I'm fine with it. The first two movies the first 4 movies tried to stay within the realm of reality. Then the fifth amped it up by them robbing this fucking bank with the vault. Then they amped it up more. They were tanks and shit. And now we're here.
And in the fifth movie, you got Dwayne Johnson breaking his cast by flexing his fucking.
That was the 7th one.
What? This nigga knows the numbers. He's outing himself as a fan.
Big fan over here, all right?
He's a fan of this series.
I will actually say this. This is the first sequel in this whole franchise I've seen that I actually was disappointed. The other ones, I didn't go out way saying best movie of the year. I was happy because I got what I expected. A ludicrous movie that was a fun time because it's so crazy out of this world that it's fun to watch.
You know what this is?
This is the first time I was like, no, this was way too much.
This is when you find out your friend has been secretly dating the fat girl at work, right? You find that shit out, and he says, no. It's not, I'm not really into her. You know, it's just like a fling, right? But every time he texts her, he's smiling, and every time he goes out, he's with her. When he goes to the gym, he's actually at her house. This nigga's actually in love with this bitch.
First off, I don't know why you're doing all this shit to the bigger girls right now, all right? Some girls are thick with 5 C's, all right? And some people don't discriminate.
Fast 9 is Andres' fat girl.
Fat
Fast 9 is Andres.
I just said I don't like
But listen.
I didn't know it.
Fuck off. I just said to you, I don't like this one. This is the first one I'm disappointed in.
This one?
This one.
We only had one expectation.
did it for you.
Hold on. We only had one expectation for this movie. Are these guys going to space?
Actually,
Are these guys going to space or not?
I will say one other thing real quick. I'm going to say something really controversial. I personally feel like this one is still a little better than Tokyo Drift. I hated Tokyo Drift.
Wow, you're just
I really hated Drift.
Fucking
I
smoking.
hated
I
it.
can't ride with you on that one.
That's where they should have ended it.
I hated that fucking
you're
movie.
on crack.
Hated it. You know why? Because I could never understand watching that. I'm like, why? Why are you doing it? First off, the first one, the main character, it was implied as Paul Walker, right? But Vin Diesel, in the very first movie, it was implied the main character is Paul Walker, but Vin Diesel was it was almost neck and neck. Then when Too Fast and Furious came out and it followed Paul Walker to Miami, I'm like, oh, so he is the main character. Then the third one came out. I just spent 2 movies invested in this dude. Why the fuck do I care about this? Hold up. This actor who is terrible, even by Fast and Furious standards, is fucking terrible. By Fast and Furious standards.
What standards?
Exactly. That's how fucking bad he is.
No, he's not that.
He's
fucking
terrible.
Bad.
Terrible.
You're not gonna fucking talk about Vin Diesel in this bullshit Fast 9 movie.
With that shitty
I would
Southern
rather
accent.
drag my balls through a fucking mile of broken glass than watch one more second.
No, Chris. Molten broken glass.
Of this piece of shit series. Never again. Vin Diesel, literally, what was that? Like an hour and a half, 2 hours and 15 minutes. I will never fucking get back.
But Chris.
How many times is this nigga gonna mention Familia?
Chris,
in one
Familia.
fucking John Cena
Familia.
pops up out of nowhere. Why does he have a brother out of nowhere after 9 years of these fucking
Who looks nothing like him?
Nothing like him. Nothing like. Is it because did no one see him because he's John Cena for the first 8 movies?
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not that they had a brother that necessarily bothered me because at this point, again, I know it's gonna be stupid and crazy. It's just of all the people, right? You would think they would pick someone that would at least resemble, if not Vin Diesel, the sister. At least one of them. I would have been happy if it looked nothing like Vin Diesel, but looked like the sister, but just like a dude version. I would have fine with that. But it looks nothing like either of them.
They should have cast. They
Nothing.
might as well just casted LeBron James as fucking this nigga's brother.
No. He's
Just might as
gonna.
well.
That's
Just
good
keep
acting.
He's gonna be the long lost grandpa on the 10th one.
saying, bro, because they're just grabbing famous niggas out of the fucking ether and dumping it in the movie without plot, just for the fucking likes. They got Cardi B, then they got fucking these niggas. Osuna.
Osuna.
Bruh.
They got
No, but they've been there for a minute.
John Cena.
Ngannou.
But they've
They
been there for a
literally
minute.
brought Ngannou.
What are
I'm
they
okay with
doing?
that though. I was okay with that.
No. I'm fine with
Ngannou seems
I'm
pretty
fine
cool.
with that one because
Ronda
I'm-
Rousey was in like the 6-1 for some reason.
I'm fine with that one because there are some cameos. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. I can go with it because he's like a tiny little role. What's the big
Yeah,
deal?
it was like a tiny roll.
Yeah.
It goes off. He gets exploded. He gets to punch a motherfucker a couple times.
That's why usually the cameos don't necessarily. I don't care because they're so insignificant for the plot of the movie. The Cardi B was the exception. She actually saves him. That one was a little
Annoying.
Yeah, it was out there.
Irritating.
But usually.
I got the neurotransmitter of the finder of the thing, and you be fine, homie.
Vin Diesel, thank you for finding me in DR.
You know
You
know the reason
caught a
I am
bitch
a
in
bad
DR.
bitch now with other bad bitches.
Why is all his security all the ex strippers from that Hustler movie? It looked like all those chicks that were with Cardi B were the fucking backups that were with J-Lo in that Hustler stripper movie.
How do you know they're not?
They actually might.
that was
be.
actually what I was about to say. Like the Cardi B thing, I could have lived with it. But then when I saw her entire team was like all these bad bitches, and I'm just like, wait, what? Why is this a music video? What the fuck happened?
This is a world where
They're all
literally
in full
music
makeup
video.
under this
No
shit.
plot.
No plot.
Anyway, so going back, right? Positives, Danny. What is? Give me some of the 1 or 2 things you have that you liked,
That I liked.
if you have any.
Okay, so my only thing was when we kept watching all the trailers, I was like, okay, they're going to space. They have to make it to space, otherwise I'm out of this
Uninvested.
movie.
Really? I was
That was
you
my only
wanted-
thing.
you needed space, yeah.
Okay, but other than that, I wanted to see how above and beyond they can go with their science, with everything. And I know you guys have your scenes where it was just like, how the fuck? There's no way. I understand movies are supposed to be unrealistic, but it was like, no, none of this is supposed to happen. So if you guys want to give your takes on like what specific scenes,
Oh, I have some.
There's a few.
And by
There's
the few, I mean
more
the
than
whole
a few.
fucking movie.
I'm already thinking of them. I already got 'em.
Yeah, the whole fucking movie.
So okay, what's yours?
Oh, we're going to me.
I'm going to you first. We're going around the table.
Start with Chris.
I'm ready to go. Okay. This scene pissed me the fuck off. Fucking Vin Diesel is in his fucking classic Dodge Charger, right? Racing down, chasing John Cena down a mountain. All right, and a fantastic fucking what the fuck? What is the name of the fucking part of the car that fucking stops it from hitting shit?
The bumper.
Not the fucking
Stops
bumper.
it from
talking
hitting
about?
shit.
Like that it bounces when you
Suspension?
The suspension, fantastic
Okay.
fucking suspension because this nigga should have fucking lost the wheel long ago.
Yeah, gotcha. I know what you
right?
mean. Okay.
Getting fucking missile shot at him by the fucking helicopter. Whatever the fuck, John Cena has.
Oh yeah, that, also
right?
the car's made of diamonds.
Yeah. Fucking flies off the mountain, right? Has nothing to save his ass. There's a cable flying in the air, right? Fucking Vin Diesel grabs the cable with his wheel.
Hold up, it wasn't midair. You're making it unrealistic.
No. It was midair.
It wasn't midair.
He turns the car.
It wasn't midair.
It was midair.
It was going. It was about to pop off the
Like
edge.
the bridge, there was a rope with this giant spike, and there was one spike with one rope hanging, and he ran over it When
No,
he ran
he
over
didn't.
it, yes, he did. Then he locked it, holding it in
swear to
place.
God. All right.
No, it wasn't midair.
Here's his
I
car,
swear to you,
right?
it wasn't midair.
The fucking rope is up here.
That's not what
He
happened.
flies the
That's
fucking
not what
car up,
happened.
grabs it, and twists.
At least be accurate with your
Bro,
shit
This
talking.
is what I saw.
That's
Okay,
nuts.
so it's
Either way,
swings.
whether it was mid-air or even on
Like
the fucking
Tarzan.
floor, he just grabs that fucking cable, swings
across a mountain range.
across the mountain. But Chris, here's the thing. That wasn't all right. Yeah, he lands on the other end of the mountain, right?
Unharmed.
And then unharmed.
Not a scratch.
And now the cable lets go, right? It's unhinged out of a sudden.
Here's what bothers
And
me
he
too.
keeps going.
He gripped the steering wheel, right? Like he purposely,
Like he was holding it himself.
like he was gripping the cable himself.
Like the steering wheel was
And
holding
then
the
he
wheel in
gripped-
place. Yeah,
He let go of the spinning wheel of the steering, and the wheel let go of the cable. Like it was had some sort of psychic control over this fucking cable, and I was fucking. I was without words for that fucking scene.
But Krista, you're missing is what happened seconds before that. What happened seconds before that?
Oh my god!
Literally,
There was so much
immediately
shit. What the hell
before
was
the
that,
Mustang?
the
So
bridge. Okay, so they
Oh,
were
even before
crossing
that.
this bridge, which was
God.
made
Oh,
of
that's right.
wood. Oh, you forgot that. Immediately, if you think that what he just said wasn't bad enough, seconds before that, most of the other cars crossed through this wooden plank bridge, which could barely probably hold people. But it held like 3 cars or 2 cars or whatever the fuck, and they went straight through the 100-foot long or so bridge.
Bro, at this point,
But
the
they
bridge is
started-
already down.
Yeah, the bridge is
It's
already
not like
shot
it's still
down and shit.
upward.
It's
It is
been
down.
collapsed.
Hold on, no, yeah. The bridge is now collapsing. Here comes Vin Diesel and his Charger.
It was ludicrous.
Was it
It was ludicrous and Tyrese. Yeah.
All right, Ludacris and Tyrese. They're fucking hauling ass through that bridge, which already has no form of actual
Nothing holding it up.
flooring. Nothing's
Yeah.
holding it up. It's on the
Collapsed.
air. It's collapsed. Your car should just. No. They just got physics. The directors
It's a
never took physics.
300-ton truck they're fucking
The
driving.
directors never took physics, Chris.
You know
Or
what really
logic.
pisses me off?
But that was the whole
hold on,
point.
though.
That was
But that's
my-
the thing. They literally hauled ass through this bridge as it is falling apart, and they just go straight right through. And then, since Vin Diesel doesn't have that bridge, he does what
He
Chris
does that
described.
little
you know,
cowboy whip shit. Whatever the fuck
Bro,
you know what
that was
pisses
fucked.
me off about that fucking scene that you just mentioned? Like, cause you've seen in like cartoons and shit, like a nigga will like run across or like a wooden bridge as it's collapsing and barely jump to like make it to the edge. It was like you see Tyrese and Ludacris driving across this already collapsed bridge, but it still
Completely.
has some substance there. Complete bullshit, but fine. And then you see the bridge absolutely fall apart. You see Tyrese and Ludacris fall downwards below the edge.
90 degrees
And I
up.
swear to God, the fucking gap, the momentary wait, like until you see Tyrese and Ludacris break the surface, it's like they were down there for 45 minutes and then just drove
Yeah,
up
like they
a
literally defied
completely
fucking
vertical
gravity, yeah.
surface. I'm like, what? The living fuck. There was no bridge. No bridge.
All right, so we're doing this, right? My favorite fuck science moment, right? This is already at the fucking the third act movie, the climax, right? That fucking scene where they have the idea, okay, Vin Diesel's driving and all the cars have magnets and shit, remember? So he's driving and he tells his sister, he's like, hey, get on the other side of the truck. I'm in front, I'm in right next to the front right wheel, get next to the front left wheel. Their plan is they're gonna use the magnets to fucking smush the shit together. She's like, oh, I'm not going to make it to you. John Cena, of course, I know he's not alone. I'm here. He fucking goes, this plan works perfectly. So the magnets crush like the front end of this truck that make the wheel stop. So the rest of the truck just flips
That
up.
shit was
That
Oh my
was
god!
dumb.
They get the fucking Supra and the Charger to fucking connect
And,
right
and then
there.
and then John Cena's Super like gets in front and it's like holding it.
Yeah.
So it's like doing this somehow.
Makes no
And
sense.
it's like a
And then-
14-ton truck.
And then this giant of a fucking man somehow in the span of 2 seconds gets out of the Super through the other car and then jumps onto Vin Diesel's car and they drive.
Stupid.
No,
that
you guys
shit-
didn't even mention the fucking part where what is it? It's an armadillo, I'm guessing, where it's driving.
Armadillo?
Yeah, that truck, that type of truck.
Oh, it's
okay.
armadillo.
And so Vin Diesel, it's driving through the edge of the hill, and all Vin Diesel just starts to shift with the wheel,
Oh yeah, when the shit was rolling.
Yeah.
It was
when it's-
rolling down the hill, and then he shifts the wheel and hits the brakes at the right time. So when the truck rolled, it just did this and stopped,
Stupid.
and now it's upright.
like nothing.
Stupid.
I love how
Vin
Vin
Diesel's
Diesel
timing.
seems to have
The right timing every time?
This telekinetic sense
No,
with cars.
he's fucking Magneto. Like he's fucking.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense unless he can control metal.
Remember on the flashback when they were talking, like his brother and him were racing? He's like, if I win, you leave and you keep driving. You know that type of
That's
stupid
actually
shit.
good imitation of his
Yeah, it was
voice.
kind of.
That's how we do it.
like it's to the point now. I want to know who wins, Superman or Vin Diesel in his fucking in his Charger.
You know,
Yeah, no, but basically, Vin Diesel, just to go on that real quick. Vin Diesel literally says that. It's like, you drive off or whatever the fuck.
It sounded like Sylvester Stallone.
that's kind of how he talked though.
I'm the best of my life.
Bro, those lines were so terrible too. Remember the part with the little kid? No, the
beginning, beginning.
They're in the farm and Letty's like, "Oh, the AC unit's out again," and he's like, "That's the price of peace and quiet."
That's,
Like,
in the
yo,
beginning. That's in the first 5 minutes of the movie, and I
I'm
was
done with
sick.
this movie, bro.
Already, I was done.
Wait, is that the
That's
shit
the
that he's been
beginning of the
watching?
And
movie, bro.
when they were in the farm, right? And this bitch, they're living on a fucking farm with their fucking with the fucking jet. And this nigga's like, and the female's like, "Yo, there's no air conditioning." He's like,
This
"Peace and quiet. Yeah, that's the price of it." And
Isn't
I'm
it the
just like,
same shit that this
lame.
stupid ass fucking show that you like watching now? This superhero show. What's it called? You know what I'm
Jupiter's
talking
Legacy?
about? Jupiter's Legacy.
What about it?
He's washing the dishes. He's like, no, it just keeps the hands busy.
Oh yeah, I remember that. So in Jupiter's Legacy, the Superman character says shit kind of like that. He's a very old school
Okay.
kind of working man. So there'll be points where there's like, why are you doing this as your hand? That's what a dishwasher's for. Is like keeping hands busy is good. Busy hands are a clean soul or some stupid shit.
An apple all day keeps the doctor away. Like, what? We're just saying random fucking euphemisms and metaphors for shit. Whatever. One of the fucking more subtle bullshit points of the fucking movie that, like, I wanted to mention, it's not one of the most annoying things, but the movie starts as it goes on, right? Because you clearly see crazy shit's happening. You know, they're doing this crazy spy shit. You know, again, a fucking senator, like a very important public official, has been assaulted, kidnapped, murdered, whatever. And dangerous weaponry is under danger of being stolen, right?
Dangerous
and
weaponry is an understatement. They literally described it as technology that shouldn't exist for at least another 10 years or something like that.
type shit.
And that they could control the entire world with it.
Type shit.
However, the only people they need to stop that from happening are who?
That's what I was gonna say.
Street racers.
These motherfuckers. Why do we spend billions of dollars here in America on the military, and we go to fucking Vin
Do you want to put something into perspective?
It's the
real quick?
Torettos, bro. The Torettos.
So all these characters, most of these characters were introduced in the first two movies, right? To put that into perspective, that was like a little less than 20 years ago. So 20 years ago, Ludacris went from organizing street races to he's a tech genius going into space. Tyrese went from being on house arrest to going into space and doing these missions. Vin Diesel went from, again, street races and stealing VCRs from trucks to better than Navy SEALs.
Elon Musk only ever needed who's Ludacris' character again?
The tech guy?
Yeah, I'm not that.
I don't know if I remember his
The
fucking
tech
name.
guy, whatever. This dude took a car with a
Well, that wasn't him. To be fair, though.
engine made in a garage by these two lunatics.
By the way, they had no
Bow Wow.
funding. By the way,
No, but that
And
wasn't
Bow Wow,
him.
yeah. They took all that shit to space.
that rocket was made out of like bubble gum, shoelaces, broken condoms, hopes and dreams, and then he just shot that shit into space. It was dumb. It was fucking dumb. Okay, so what I was gonna fucking say was, Doug, that fucking they were revealing that this nigga has a brother, right? But you don't actually see him in the fucking movie.
So garbage.
All you see is this nigga standing on top of a fucking mountain, John Cena, with his back turned to the camera, right? And he has his fucking Toretto crucifix.
Like turned around so you know it's
Right,
him.
right.
Yeah.
So just as a subtle symbol
Subtle.
of what, alluding to what this character might be.
Do you think there was someone out there that was actually like, "Hey, what do you think that means?
Fantastic. Yeah. Just spit in my fucking face. Just do it. Like you're insulting the intelligence of the fucking viewer to think that any of us are confused about what the fuck is happening in this movie. It is the dumbest shit. Remember when these bitches are in fucking Tokyo and they're like, oh, that Japanese nigga that died that used to roll with us? Did he talk about Mexico a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, a Mexican flag.
Did y'all catch that shit? Did y'all notice what they did there?
Dumbest shit. Oh, All right.
Yeah, that was real bad.
Did y'all catch that shit?
Y'all remember
No,
that, right?
So there
didn't
was
notice.
a scene, right, where it was Michelle
asleep
Rodriguez and
halfway
Vin
through.
Diesel's sister, right? They're going to Tokyo for, I forgot why the fuck, whatever, convenience. They go to Tokyo, right? I think they're looking for Han actually. So they're at a random bar having like a little casual conversation. Out of nowhere, Michelle Rodriguez is like, "Oh my god, what is that?" And they see a Mexican flag
In a random window.
Yeah, random window, Mexican flag, and they're just like, "What does that mean?" Han used to say that back in the old West, people would flee into Mexico, and to him, Tokyo was his Mexico. And he just looks at the flag. That ended up being his apartment.
And then the fucking scene cuts to them finding exactly what they were looking for in a metropolis city full of millions of people. I listen, I want to confirm here. Random bar, random window, random Mexican flag, the one thing they were looking for.
I must have been asleep through that one.
And a
I don't remember that.
There were moments in the movie that I was just dozing on. So I'm sure.
I
that
legit
was
knocked
one-
out.
there was
some
a
of it.
point, all of you were on your phones at the same
It
time.
was so bad.
Where many times I was desperately trying to find something to enjoy. I'm
I know.
like, I'm trying. Work with me. But no, it wasn't there.
You know how crazy it is that you're a box office movie and people literally have to try to enjoy your movie while they pay for it?
This shit is gonna fucking be like
How does
a
that happen?
$500 million movie.
Okay, so
But see,
it was the four of us that were in that theater. I'm pretty
There
sure
were
we
like
took up
5
like
other
like
people.
like at least 75% of that.
Yeah.
There was
capacity.
there was maybe 8 people in the entire movie, and there was 4 of us in there.
Yeah, we took up at
So maybe
least
there's
half.
4 other people, 6 other people. If I'm being generous, there
A lot of
not
people are gonna
people.
fucking watch this movie, bro.
You
A
think
lot of-
so?
Yeah, because I spoke.
When did it come out?
I spoke like Wednesday.
The
a week
24th.
ago?
And
The
we saw
24th.
24 today's. When did we see it?
Today's
We
the-
saw it yesterday.
Yeah, we
Today's
saw it
what?
yesterday.
The 29th.
The 30th.
Yeah.
So, it was
So
like
about a
6
week or
days
6
ago.
days ago.
Yeah.
We saw it a week in, and it was completely fucking empty. That doesn't happen to movies that make
They're
it.
probably watching it like on streaming services and shit like
Can
that.
you?
Maybe.
I'd
Yeah,
say- I
most
imagine you
of them,
can.
you know, right now because the whole
We watched it on a random
situation
Tuesday.
with-
Yeah, it was
you
like
know?
it was like a Wednesday. So, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people are watching that shit because a lot of the people I asked at work, like fucking Pops and my homeboy Torres, are all like, "Yeah, we're finna watch it." I mean, I have to. I don't care how dumb it is. They like undressed. You know, I just gotta watch it.
No,
I just
even by
gotta watch.
by Fast and Furious standards, this one was pretty fucking bad.
It was
Look,
I'll
I'll say this
That's
as
crazy.
as my final thoughts. The reason I was fine with the other, let's say that 5 through 8 is where it's okay. Now they OD too much. Those are the ones that are trash. It really dipped. It was all this other crap, right? The reason I'm fine with those is because again, I knew what I was expecting, and you can sense. I feel like when the actors aren't into it, I'm not saying they're Oscar-worthy actors. I'm not saying it's great acting or good acting. I'm just saying that you can tell they're into what they're doing, and that to me translates into okay, it's still they're into what they're doing. There's still some heart or some kind of sense that
some
you're
type of spark.
exactly, yeah, exactly. I didn't feel on this one. This one, I literally felt like they were all parodying themselves, and then there were points they tried to be meta, and I'm like, wait, so are you purposely being bad parodies of yourself, or is that an accident? Now I'm confused.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like they realize that their roles are so stupidly fucking ridiculous that they just kind of have to be a parody. But at the same time, you're like, wait, are they being a parody or is it really just?
That's what I was.
part of the role?
That's what I was wondering.
So weird.
Because there were so many moments. It was weird that I felt that from the entire cast. Even with usually at least Tyrese has some
Yeah, but
charisma to him. Even he was
Yeah.
dry.
Take Tyrese out. Put Kevin Hart in there. Why are we even take Vin Diesel out of the fucking car? Put in Jack Black.
You know, you're gonna.
I
hate
think
this.
Why does it matter?
I
You're
think the scene that kind of took me out.
Technically, Kevin Hart has been in the Fast and Furious franchise. He was in the Rock spinoff movie with Jason Statham for like 5 minutes.
I can't do it anymore.
I think the scene that kind of took me out is when Tyrese, he was mentioning is how we've been through all of this, everything we encountered, we haven't encountered one single scratch. And then Ludacris was kind of playing the part where he's like, yeah, you know what, you're kind
I
of
thought
right.
that was been a funny, good moment.
Yeah,
was-
and then he was like, actually, maybe you're just being just a dumbass. And I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm not trying to watch this movie no more, bro.
It was fucking
I was like,
They tried so hard to be funny, bro.
I
It
understand
was
trying to be
so
funny,
fucking
but that
crazy.
was not.
It was so forced. But the thing is, even if you watch it like just one movie ago, the jokes didn't feel that forced. It still felt like, okay, I can still fuck with these jokes.
Yeah.
in closing, I would rather be in the room in which the Human Centipede most infamous scene was filmed for eternity and just watch that bitch in person over and over.
Watch
and
it
over.
or
Then watch
partaking?
1 second. Put me in the front.
You know,
Put me in the fucking front.
you know, for someone,
you don't counter anything. You
Listen,
put you in the back if anything.
I still got somebody's mouth stitched to my asshole. I'm sacrificing here. Okay.
you know, for someone who doesn't like a dramatic female, you have a giant sense of drama.
It is not fucking dramatic.
Good
that
God,
shit
sir.
was trash. Andres.
fucking
Andres?
Your mind cannot comprehend.
No, I
once-
agree. It
for
was
once
trash.
I'm with
Trash
Chris.
it
I agree. It
It was
trash.
trash.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
You had
listen,
me. You had me
we're
before
no
eternity.
geniuses. We're no millionaires. But at the end of the day, the only people, and I mean the only people who won or who gained anything from the Fast franchise,
AMC.
AMC. Basically, the motherfuckers
actually,
who actually
AMC
had
dropped.
anything to do with that.
AMC shares dropped
Yeah,
when
did it
Fast
really?
and Furious came out.
Is that right?
I looked it up just to make sure. Just for fucking case.
It's like
It
the
dropped
viewers
2%.
fucking know how
I'm pretty sure it's
shitty it is.
because of Fast and the Furious, but whatever.
Point is,
that's-
the only ones who win are the actors who are milking the shit out of this absolutely garbage franchise that should have ended after, at the very most, Fast 4. But I say Fast 3. Tokyo Drift.
I say Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift.
All
Tokyo
I-
Drift should have
hey,
been the last one.
hey, all I'm saying is fasten your seatbelts.
Shut the fuck
Fast 10 your seatbelt.
Fast 10
Fast
your seatbelts,
10.
baby.
So supposedly that would be the last one because they did say 10 would be the last one like years ago. I think on 5. I'm not gonna lie to you after this one. I don't think I'm gonna go there the first week. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hear I'm gonna see what I hear. Then maybe I'll see it with you.
I just want to see the crossover. I want to see
I'm
the
not
Jurassic
seeing-
Park crossover.
You can fucking everybody on the fucking planet could offer me $1 million to watch the next movie. I'm not
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. No, I'll take
All
it.
right, let's relax a little bit.
on principle.
So what's the next topic again?
We're gonna fucking talk about Invincible, bro. This something. All right, so
Yeah, I'm sorry. Really quick.
Stop
No,
talking.
hear me out. I
Stop
just
this.
it's a quick 2-second thing. I just want to say I thought this line was fucking hilarious.
What?
Where he's in the fucking mechanic shop and the old man is like, "Oh, you tossed Jacob out in the street. You can't do that." And then what does he follow with a
The only thing that's deadly for a Toretto is when you take their
Yeah.
family away.
that shit? You can never take a Toretto away from his family. And I was just like,
It's,
oh my
it's a
fucking
dramaticism
God.
with the white guy. Like he has the wrench in his hand and he's fucking helping out with the engine, whatever, screwing something on. He's like, the only thing that you can't take away from his Toretto, it's his family.
Well, he didn't whisper like that, but I get what you're trying to say.
It was so.
It was kind of like that. It was really fucking cringy.
It
All right, but that was I just thought that's
And I don't use that word
I think that
I
wins.
think one thing we can all agree: the movie was mad cringy with this dialogue.
I just think that was the cringiest line of the whole movie for me.
Let's get to the shit I've actually been wanting to talk about because it's been too fucking long about this garbage fucking movie. We've overdone it by like 20 minutes.
You know what's interesting is that
Let's please talk about
it's
what I
such
want to talk
dramatic whiplash to go from fucking Fast and the Furious
please.
to Invincible.
about. Exactly.
So if you guys aren't aware, Amazon Prime came out with my boy actually put it on. Andres put me on, and this shit is. And I'm not a superhero nerd. I don't really do the whole super. I actually never watched. What is it? Fucking the last 2 Avenger flicks where they fight Thanos.
Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
One and 2. Yeah, I never watched them shits. Right, so
still crazy to me.
So you know I don't give a fuck, and everyone on the fucking planet watched them shits. Invincible is probably one of the best media pieces I've seen done in terms of
Facts.
dialogue,
Everything, dialogue,
the villain's
pacing,
monologue,
character
whatever.
development.
Fantastic stuff. You guys have to
Facts.
watch it. Personally, I'm gonna start it off first. There's this character named Omni-Man, right? So it's the premise is there's this teenager,
Spoiler alert.
17, 18 years old, and he's in like the senior year of high school, and he gets his powers, and he's a Superman-esque character because his dad is essentially a copy of Superman or similar to him, comes from a far off planet, has Superman's powers, yada yada yada. The Jit gets his fucking powers finally. Yeah, I can pull bitches. You know how that shit goes. Eventually,
Actually,
right?
so far it's pretty accurate to what happens.
Yeah.
Basically, but right, you're thinking at this point, okay, this is gonna be your run-of-the-mill superhero show until Superman, his AKA dad, starts to knock niggas the fuck off, and that show from then on just continues to fucking escalate at a breakneck pace.
It's what's so crazy about it is watching. So every like little comic line, has their own version of Superman. You have Homelander, Superman, Ultraman. You have freaking Sentry and Marvel, all this shit, right? And you always wonder, oh, what if Superman went evil? No, this one actually I feel like very fairly depicts what it would be like if Superman went evil, because he fucks everybody up without even flinching.
Badly.
Like nothing hurts him. Nothing hurts him, like, at all. And it's so overpowered, against spoilers. It's so overpowered to the point, again, in the finale. Isn't there a scene where, like, they do all this over the top crazy shit, and he looks at Marcus like, look what they have to do to mimic a fraction of our power.
Look at everything you have to do to mimic
This is what you're defending. They're ants to us.
Butchers everybody.
You know,
Butchers them.
You know, in a certain way, psychologically, I can kind of understand how, from that perspective, you fall into that trap of thinking that.
he has a severe God complex. His whole race does. Because they're so much stronger than 97% of the fucking universe. Because it's an entire race of these motherfuckers. Like I said, they're called Viltrumites from a planet called Viltrum. These niggas are stronger than everybody else in this motherfucker. They can fly through space, don't need a mask, doesn't give a fuck.
And they go out into the universe to expand their empire.
To collapse.
And their God complex is only further, well, his is only further inspired by the fact that they have a ritual, right, where they weed out the weak. So they have this kind of battle royale shit
And
going
that shit
on.
actually kind of reminded me of Star Wars.
So essentially, no, like kind of like the Purge, really. They kind of have the Purge where the motherfuckers just show up, but instead of doing like sketchy shit, they literally just like face to face, bro. Like, let's do it. And if you die, you die.
It actually reminded me of Star Wars, right? Because there's a lot of so the Sith Empire in Star Wars, for all y'all nerds, that's what I rock with that shit. So the Sith Empire back in like Darth Bane's time, right? One of the first Sith that come out before, you know,
Are you talking about when it was an army?
Sidious and shit, when it was an army and there was thousands of them.
Yeah.
Their concept, their philosophy was only the strong will survive. Basically, it's a perverted concept of Darwinism, right? Natural selection. Those who are stronger will be able to go forth and spread their influence.
But taken to another level.
So they would conscientiously fight each other, right, in order to weed out the weak, therefore consolidating the strong. You feel me? That's what these Viltrumites fucking do. Right?
Actually, I hadn't made the parallel between the Sith Empire and the Viltrumites. That's kind of interesting.
That's kind of what they do. That's basically the same.
Yeah,
thing.
they're conquerors essentially because they use their immense power or.
And once they weed out the weak, they
It's
then
just like
weed them out.
there's obvious differences. Why I didn't really catch it.
but it's there.
There's similarity. This is just more of like this is more like a hierarchy empire of all Supermen. That's really what it is. Like it's a whole government and military of Supermen or Supermans.
of Superman, right?
Yeah,
But if they
it's
use the force,
literally
it'd be
a
the same.
bunch of fucking like. If you got Superman and multiplied them 100+ times, that's not,
Which I guess
or more.
existed because Superman came from a fucking planet on Krypton where everybody was Kryptonian.
The difference,
Yeah, but
is,
even there-
though, that
even
their
there-
planet and they were human.
They were
in their
normal
planet.
like
They
us
were
on their
normal.
planet. He's
Why?
only
Because
Superman
they had a
because
red sun.
he's exposed to our sun, which is
Exactly.
a yellow sun.
But if you took all the Kryptonians and put them on our planet,
they would all turn into that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. But the difference is
Viltrumites are just always like this.
Nolan and his people are always like that. Doesn't matter where they go. It has nothing to do with the sun. Superman is completely dependent of what color the star is where he's close to.
wait. So you mean to tell me that the only thing you really need
He's
to do to
not.
kill Superman is just take him back to his own universe?
To
Yeah,
his
like
planet.
there have
or
been-
anywhere where there's a red sun.
There have
not a
been
yellow
villains that
sun.
have like you can mimic sunlight. They've mimicked red sun rays, and that's actually like brought him down. Like they could have killed him.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
And I think a blue sun does. I forgot what it does. It does something else to him, but a blue sun will affect him in a different way. I forgot what it does.
That's interesting.
Okay.
I think what really garnered my attention about this show, right? Other than the fantastic crew of side characters that it does have, and it has a fantastic crew, Omni-Man, right, as an antagonist, his contradictions are fascinating because yes, you see him commit his murders in the beginning of the show, and that hooks you on because at first he seems like the prototypical hero,
He's a Superman, yeah.
right? He is a Superman.
And then by the
goody
end of it, you
two-shoes.
realize his actual
He
mission.
has obvious contradictions,
Yeah.
but at this point in the show, you do not know what they are. But you also clearly see throughout these 8 hours of episodes that he has genuine feelings for his son, for his wife, and for the people that he saves. You see him going around actually saving.
There's actually
motherfuckers.
humanity in him.
There is some sort of
I
humanity.
actually know when I rewatched it, I didn't get that sense of people. I saw maybe little glimpses of instances where it was with the mom and the son that I could say, okay, I could kind of see it, but I was still questioning. I never even questioned it with Citizens. I'm like, no, I think you're still just being fake.
Historically speaking, he's gone out of his way and risked his own life to save people. You know,
But the thing is that he did such a good job convincing me. There's a point where he explains that and he was saying I had to keep up the image that I was your savior or whatever because that's easier or whatever. I forgot what his explanation was, but that was convincing to me. I'm like, okay, I could see that because I don't see him actually caring about. I can't imagine the same individual that has such a god complex but genuinely cares about ants. That's too much of a contradiction. I
think that's what's
just by
I
how
don't
you're
see that
describing it,
contradiction.
how he described his wife as a pet.
a pet.
Yeah, literally.
I don't think he really meant that. So here's my take on
He did and he
Omni-Man.
didn't.
I know. I kind of think I know where you're going with. Go ahead. 'Cause I might be with you.
My take on Omni-Man is this, right? I think when he originally came to that planet, because he came there when he was a fucking, comparatively, a jit, right? Ran into this nigga's mom, right? The main character's mom, Mark's mom, right? Eventually fell in love with her, and his romantic relationship with the woman changed his personality once he had a child with her. I think for a time he sought to escape what his original mission was.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
His duty.
he grew stressed when Mark started getting his powers.
I think he thought
reminded him.
that fucking Mark would never get his fucking powers because Mark was half human, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he fell in love with his mother. I think he fell in love with Mark and figured, fuck it, I'll just fucking wait until both of these motherfuckers die, because Mark's never gonna get his powers. His mom's a regular human.
Probably.
Wait the century. After they die, then I'll go back to doing what I do. But I don't think he ever wanted to disappoint him.
No, I agree with that.
I mean, I agree too as well.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
Like he was surprised, and they showed it in the show that he was very surprised that Mark was.
When Mark came home talking about, oh, I got my powers, and he didn't react in a happy manner.
Yeah, he was surprised and kind of
retrospectively, it's obvious why he was upset, because now it brings the issue to the forefront.
And you can
I can
see
live
that
a couple thousand years. Fuck it, let my family die out, and then when they're done, I can go back to do my own shit. They'll never know any better.
And you can see that he starts even kind of taking out that's why you see him taking his anger out on Marcus, because he kind of in a weird way blames him. He's annoyed, like, why did you get your fucking powers?
He's stressed because he's
no,
forced
and
to.
also he's like at this point it was a realization that he's like, all right, now he has power. He's actually a Viltrumite. He needs to do what we do, right? And he's like, wait a minute, Mark. Now that I'm telling you that you're gonna be thousands of years old, you're gonna over exceed the lifespan of
everybody you care about.
mom, your kids, and so on and so forth. This is meaningless.
But
now that you know this,
Here's my thing with that.
this should be meaningless.
This is that's a contradiction, because if he actually did not give a fuck, he would have never cared to let his mom live out her lifespan in the first place.
exactly. So here's the thing. I think most of what it was him, Omni-Man.
He was projecting.
He was
projecting. Exactly. He was capping. He was trying to convince not just Mark,
By himself.
but
If he convinces Mark,
He's trying to convince himself that this is bullshit. You know,
That's why he keeps going back to responsibilities. He keeps telling Mark responsibilities to remind himself, I have to do my
This is
responsibility.
responsibility because at the end of the day, look at the grand scheme of things. They live an average lifespan of 80 years or so. If they're lucky, we live thousands of years. I, myself, Omni-Man, have lived from the inception of recorded human history.
Did you say that?
No. It said, but he's lived a couple thousand years. He's already confirmed it, right?
It was a couple thousand?
Yeah. He's thousands of years old.
remember that
By the time he was born, Viltrumite was already, they ran this shit.
nation.
Yeah, I knew remember that
they
part.
ran this
I
shit,
remember
right?
that
He said
part.
Which is probably a 1,000 or 2 years ago. Yeah.
He has to be at least 1,000 years old. He said, if you knew how long I've lived, you would understand, right? It's just saying,
He said that
This is
500 years
meaningless.
wasn't shit.
20 years? What's 20 years? I could have another kid. He said it himself, right? I could have another kid. I could do all this is it. 20 years is nothing. It's seconds to a Viltrumite, right? That's essentially what he's saying. So he's trying to convince himself, not just Mark.
Yeah, but also himself.
Exactly.
I agree.
That this is meaningless simply because it's so little in the span of what is us. Right? So it's that God complex that you were mentioning.
That speaks a lot to the impact that woman, Mark's mother, had upon Omni-Man, because in such a short time compared to how long he's already lived, to have that kind of emotional effect on his mind, it means she's a substantive woman.
Yeah, because man, think about it. On the real, we make a lot of jokes about crazy females and shit, but a good female can only lift. Like, she's gonna lift you up, and you see it there. Like, she taught him humanity. Yeah. She taught him how to care for weaker individuals, and you see all that coming undone through the show. The more that Mark progresses, like there's a scene where Mark is like saying, when that black dude that has a daughter, they wanted to overtake the mob boss. He's like, "Oh, I need your help." Yeah. And it's like, I'm kind of a big picture superhero. Can you like call someone else to do that? I'm like, yo, what a shitty person, bro.
He was taking after his father.
Exactly. And then later the mom was like, "No one is ever beneath you."
Exactly.
No one's ever beneath your help. Exactly. And the dad's like, I don't know about that. She's a rock. She did not budge.
It was crazy.
There was the baseball scene too.
The baseball scene.
That was a great
extreme.
Right before Nolan fucks
Uh-huh.
up his own son. If there's ever been a better character-defining moment, right?
For the viewers,
for two characters, even in this case, for two characters.
We already said spoiler alert. They're watching the same.
Yeah, this is much spoiler alert.
Yeah,
like, you motherfuckers better have seen it. I mean,
yeah, we said spoiler alert.
We passed gone.
Okay, so in that case,
hold on,
these niggas fight.
Yeah.
These niggas fight, and Invincible's getting fucking clapped. All right, understand that. I was trying to hold it back.
Yo,
he kills all.
We're past it.
He kills all the fucking heroes.
Yo,
everybody.
for a second, now before I forget. So it's very rare. It's very rare that a show or a movie can actually get a tear out of me, let alone more than one.
That was
when he is beating the shit out of his son. Like, this is his son. This is his fucking kid.
His own blood and flesh. Yeah.
The shit out of him, telling him your mom's a pet. I'll make another one of you. You are always shit. You're expendable. Fucking hitting him, bro. And then he's like, after 500 years, what will you have? We will outlive your mother, everybody. What will you have? And he's like, he's coughing up tea. He's like, I'll have you. Bro, I was...
Yo, wait. Does that mean we all have like dad issues? Is that what's going on?
No, it means that we're all human beings, bro. Can you think about
George.
it? Animal instinct, most animals have an instinct that if you see something cowering and being like that, you're not going to want to do it. So to give that verbal addition of like, oh, I'll have you, it just further makes me think I shouldn't be doing
I'll
this.
tell you this. My dad did not hug me very much when I was a child. I think out of all of us, your dad was probably the most familial and parental.
I can see my dad beating the shit out of me in that scene.
I don't have to see it. My dad did.
Boom.
It's happened, son. I don't know what you mean.
I don't have to imagine.
He beats the fucking shit out of Invincible, his own goddamn kid. And that's where Nolan himself grew as a character. He's beating the shit out of his son, basically saying, fuck it, I can have another one.
But he couldn't go through with it.
And then when he realized all the amount that he learned in the past 20 years versus his entire 1,000+ lifespan, taught him more than in the entirety of his existence. When his son is there saying, like,
so at that point,
I have you, like, hello.
At that point, though,
his son is basically telling him the obvious, what he couldn't see as almost an omnipotent being, right? That he could live so long and he still couldn't realize what his insignificant in terms of lifespan son could realize, right? Dad, like, yeah, everybody else could die, but fuck it. We can both keep going on. And he's like, fuck, you're right.
Without family, it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. Vin Diesel, I guess that's the one thing Vin Diesel was right about. Familia.
Thank God. Omni-Man never had to say some stupid shit like that.
Thank God.
The writers made it apparent through the nuances happening in the background. They didn't have to throw the word familia every 16 seconds into the TV show to make it apparent. That's how good writing is done. Also, I wanted to mention, it brings up an interesting moral quandary. So the reason why the Viltrumites are constantly flying around the universe conquering planets is because they're so fucking advanced compared to 97% of the universe. They essentially offer medicinal and technological advancements. They're
the Fire Nation.
Essentially.
We want to spread the wealth and the love.
Right. So they're basically...
or the USA
or the United States, sure. They go into like a third world country, third world planet, try to make it better, and if you refuse... you're not allowed. Anyway, I'm not gonna go in.
Going based on what you said and the impact that she would have had. Her impact is even stronger when you consider the fact that this is, for psychologically, he works the same as a human being, right? So most people, especially when they're older, like 70, 80 years, like towards the end of their lifespan, their habits are set in stone. They're not changing ideals. this woman had such an impact that his ideals that have been stuck with him, hardwired into him for thousands of years, was broken by this woman. That's crazy. In a weird way, it's a little romantic. When you ignore him beating the fuck out of his son.
That's what you call
romantic.
the supreme wifey. All right? And we all aspire to find the supreme wifey.
Oh, she's great. I loved it. There were points that he went up
She
to
was
her
one
and
of
he,
the
and he was
best
basically
supporting
talking
characters
down
I've
to her.
ever seen.
Yeah, and she stood up to her.
And she was
I don't
like,
give a fuck.
pull up.
I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
what's up?
That bitch
It's
didn't
almost like she
care.
grew up in Chicago or Detroit, bro. She didn't give a fuck.
Chicago, New
She
York,
didn't give a fuck. She's
Detroit,
like, all right,
Philly.
do it.
I saw that and I'm
Do
like, so are Asian moms kind of like Hispanic moms? Because Hispanic moms will do some crazy shit like that.
Was she Asian?
She's Asian. What I also love about the show is a lot of the supporting characters are honestly just fantastic. Like, for most of the show, I loved the main character's girlfriend. I thought his girlfriend was fucking phenomenal. Like, she was
For the first
cool.
episode, right?
No, like the first 5 episodes where she's being she's being like a cool girlfriend. She's making jokes to them. She can talk to him. She's being very understanding because in her side of it, I get it. He's just blowing her off all the fucking
Mark
time.
Grayson can't make up half of their dates because he's always saving the world, randomly blowing her off.
Exactly.
Right.
So so she's being very understanding considering all that. But then you get to episode 6 and like they had just had this huge fight and he's like, all right, I gotta come clean. And then she shuts the door in his fucking face and then he flies into the window and she's like, I'm invincible. And she's just like, And then he's like, wait, you knew? Of course I knew. Then what the fuck are we fighting about? It's because you lied to me.
That shit
The
had me
fucking
on deck, bro.
Audacity
dead.
of this 16-year-old hoe who don't know shit about saving a planet. They haven't even been together. I don't even think 6. First off, there's no amount of time it's gonna justify it, but it's been 6 months. All right, it's been 6 months, and she's here like, no, it's not. It's not that you risk your life and that you've almost died like 19 fucking times. It's that you didn't tell me about it. Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch. I fucking can't stand her. Fuck
Amber.
that annoyed, and the whole time I'm rooting for her. The whole time I'm like, wow, I remember thinking, what I love about this show? They're not doing the typical shit a lot of the shows will do where they make the girl into certain stereotypes. Oh, you're only going to be the crazy, or you're only going to be the hot seductive. I like that they were giving all this development, and she was a very unique character. Then they made her a
shat
dumb
on
bitch.
it. Exactly. They shat on it.
I
And
got
they
so
shat on it.
fucking angry.
You know
She
what?
was pissing me off, but when she really confirmed, that she knew the whole fucking time, especially on the robot fight, right? Where,
Yeah. That's what I was gonna mention.
It's happening in
Right at the university.
in front of her in the
Yeah.
university, and she's literally watching this man get his ass beat to save their lives, especially his best friend who almost got his face splattered by
she's
a
like, Mark, where the
robot.
fuck were you?
Personally, if she would have told me she knew this whole time, I would be like, hold up. This whole fucking time, you knew it was me saving you, him, them, and everybody. And you're still mad at me while I almost died. Like you said, 19 different fucking times. And you're mad at me? All right, bitch. Out of here. That's me.
There was a particular
that fucked
scene.
me up.
There was a particular scene where he was supposed to like come to go have dinner with her mother.
Yeah, with her and the mom.
And there was a fucking fight that he lost with like a supervillain, right? Saving the fucking planet as usual. This nigga lost bad.
No. It was the meteor.
Yeah.
He literally stopped a meteor.
No, it wasn't the meteor,
No,
this
that was
one.
the meteor one. I think.
No, it's the one where he fights the lion nigga, the beast.
Yeah.
And he
You're
gets
right, where he
clizapped.
literally almost died by
Yeah.
someone who's
By the
strong enough
way,
to kill
he should have died.
everybody.
We saw intestines flying out of his stomach.
Yeah.
He should have died.
He's
His
close to
race can
mine.
live through ridiculous shit.
This
So-
guy was strong enough to kill Omni-Man. This bitch still complained.
Bro, they told her that he was in a fucking hospital because he got hit by a fucking truck. I want to believe at this moment she was not aware of his secret identity. Obviously, later she figures it out. Whatever the case is, right? He gets hit by a truck, whatever. She's like, okay, you got hit by a truck. That's reasonable. Later she finds out, oh, he didn't get hit by a truck. He got hit by a fucking sledgehammer being wielded by an aggressive alien. And all of a sudden she's like, not as cool. Not reasonable anymore.
all good.
I don't understand what the line is with this bitch. It's basically the equivalent of like you're mad with your chick, or you're mad at your chick because she's been taking money out for unknown reasons. You're like, she's not fucking saving up like she's supposed to. And then she tells you, oh, by the way, the reason I've been taking all that money out is because I know you need a new leg because you lost your leg. I've been saving up to buy you a fucking new leg. And you're like, bitch, why didn't you tell me? This relationship's not going on any further. It's just like, what the fuck?
And the real bitch of it is, I remember there's one episode, right, where Mark got invited to 2 things. He got invited to do thing with the what was her name? The redhead, Adam Eve.
Yeah. Another
Should've gone.
superhero chick.
And then he got invited to do something with the girl, right? The girl and him ended up making up, so he didn't end up going to see Adam Eve. She had a bad day, so she flew to his window. Remember, she sees them making out, she was all disappointed and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm here thinking, I'm like, oh, they're not doing the typical shit where the hero just again like cheats with some other that triangle
the triangle
shit.
love interest
because
and shit.
there's
Yeah,
Mark
yeah, yeah.
with this one, but Invincible's with this one. I thought they were gonna do that shit, which they always do, right? Like, oh, cool. And then I'm rooting for this. What's your name? Amber. I'm rooting for Amber. And then after that shit, I'm like, go to Adam Eve, bro. It's okay. You need comfort. It's all right.
I'm a little
She's
upset.
cooler.
I'm a little upset right now because, to be honest,
The minority should have won. I'm gonna say it.
that literally took the fucking thought out of my ear. I was about to say, finally,
The minority should have won.
sisters have been complaining on Black
look,
Twitter for like a
look.
decade about not being able to get the right man. They have a chance in this show to get with a fucking superhero. And she pushes him away.
Superman
Drops
Look,
the ball.
Superman.
I'm like, sisters, I'm saying, I don't want to
Superman
say it.
in
but
love with a white girl, right? Batman, white girl. Flash, white girl. Literally all of them white. I think the only one that are like black or Hispanic, or if the hero is also black or Hispanic, and it's the same fucking. That's it. Like, you don't see interracial ever.
And we sympathized with her all the way up until, and correct me if I'm wrong, we kind of sympathized with her
No, we
all
did.
the way up until the point where we found out that she knew the whole fucking time.
I feel like that was so out of left field.
Right. Exactly. Like, I get it if she just didn't know and she thought her man was just kind of just ditching her every single
a flake,
time.
yeah.
Right. You admitted to knowing he was getting hurt and almost dying every single time he flaked on you to save hundreds, if not thousands of people.
If I had just gotten out of the hospital, I went to a room and she confessed that shit, I swear I'm looking. It's simple words.
dumping
I should
that bitch.
I should have fucked Adam Eve and I'm flying out.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying to her. Because nothing's gonna get under her skin
Yeah.
just like that would.
No.
Chris,
I'm gonna
don't-
be like, you can't break up with me. I'm breaking up with you. He's literally
Literally. Are you happy now? Now I have to go fill the stereotype. Are you happy?
it's like, what the fuck can Mark Grayson do? He literally ignored a actual. This bitch can reorganize matter on a molecular level. He passed over this bitch who's a demigod for your ass. For your ass, because you got here first. This is the equivalent of J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar staying with the high school bitch before they were famous, right? Right? They took a chance on you. They could have got with the Instagram hoes. They could have. They stayed with you because they were loyal. And
That's what comes down to loyalty.
what you did.
You know what's funny? Remember that Ari Spears special where he was explaining like some of these girls need to calm the fuck down, right? If you're with like these NBA people that have a lot of money and you help them build up, you deserve half. But if he got you from fish sticks to lobsters, bitch, you should eat fish sticks. Remember that. That's this fucking girl. That's this girl. You added nothing. Look, you didn't subtract, but you didn't add shit. And now you want to take value?
No, she's subtracted.
After
She's subtracted because this man was about to quit being a hero
True.
from
pussy.
her bitching.
For the pussy.
No, not even for her pussy. Just because he's like, I guess I'm a piece of shit for saving
Oh, I do
people.
remember that. That's right.
This bitch was so fucked up,
That nigga running in
so
circles.
sadistic, and so mentally fucking. She made this man literally think he was a piece of shit.
Then she
for
went to a party
saving
and flirted with the guy.
Yeah. Thank you. No. You come in.
Yeah, she did.
This dude literally thought he was wrong for
didn't
saving
consider-
thousands of people for not giving her a little bit of extra time.
I didn't consider that.
When the mind you, at this point in time, she knew what he was doing.
She must have known at that
She knew
point.
he was a hero. No. She confessed that she knew early on in the show. She knew he was a hero, getting his ass beat, saving people. But because I guess it wasn't, he could have spent more time on me. So for that, she went and flirted on with a dude and showed. Don't forget, boys. She showed the disappointment in her face when the boy mentioned that he had a girlfriend in that party. Because that was the only thing that stopped her from
Getting
going
with
further.
that nigga, yeah.
Thank you.
And meanwhile, Invincible had never, and even though he had multiple opportunities, to get
And he
with-
showed up at that party, by the way.
multiple opportunities to get with Adam and Eve, who dresses in basic,
Adam and Eve.
Adam Eve.
whatever,
Adam
Adam,
Eve,
Eve,
homie.
whatever. Close enough.
Not both.
Adam, Eve, it's 2021, whatever.
Yo, my mind is blown. I didn't consider that.
She has
That's crazy.
multiple. He had multiple opportunities to get with that chick. He never does because of his loyalty. She goes behind his back and cheats on him. And you know where the logic really doesn't pan out? She finds out his secret identity. Up to this point, she's been upset with him because she doesn't know why he keeps blowing off. Now she knows.
Still mad.
If you don't like the fact that he cannot constantly attend you and your every whim because of his duties to the fucking planet, break up with him.
To life.
It's very simple.
So
break
Chris,
up with him.
Some people need to be told to get the fuck over themselves.
Instead, I mean, it's fine. If you're a selfish bitch, be a selfish bitch. There's billions of motherfuckers on this
But
planet.
if she was honest
deal
with
with
him,
that.
that wouldn't make her a selfish bitch.
That's what, listen. What I'm trying to say is, right? Everybody has their needs. Some needs are more drastic than others. You're high maintenance. She might be high maintenance. She might need somebody to pay more attention to her, even if he is a fucking superhero. That's not Mark.
No, I understand what you're saying, but
That's
you're
not
relying on the self-awareness of someone who, now that George put a new spectrum into this for me, that means that this girl will literally think, wow, he just flew away. He lied to me because I know he's going to go save the world. That's crazy. That's really nice of him. Goes in the mirror. He didn't show up. I'm that crazy motherfucker. And then she lies
I'm
to him.
glad
She's
I
a
made you realize
pathological liar. She's literally
herself, bro.
pulling the dual personality.
she's a
That's scary.
hypocrite.
That's terrifying.
She's a
That is the
hypocrite to
epitome
herself.
of it's me. Chris, okay.
Do you think she has like one friend that gives her really bad advice?
Yeah,
More
like the
shit?
Boondocks episode.
Yeah.
If you get a superhero and you find out he's a superhero, cut that nigga some slack. Whatever.
Especially if you almost died a couple dozen times.
Saving your ass.
Especially, like half the time, saving you and your friends.
If he stood you up, you ain't know exactly why, bitch. You know exactly why.
She the type, she falls off a fucking building. He say, remember, you ever seen that meme of like Spider-Man and Mary Jane? And Spider-Man proposes to Mary and she throws herself off the building and he saves her and she was just like, I had to make sure I had to make sure you were committed to me.
You know, this
Crazy
I know
bitch
it's exaggerative, but I feel like there are some girls that I come to mind that we know that if I heard that, I'm like, you know what?
Who?
Don't mention names.
Who?
I
Don't
can't
mention
say the name
names.
right now.
Okay, mention names.
Mention it.